It's Cederic Penn here. I just wanted to stop by here really quick and share something with the folks out here on the internet. You know, being in business for as long as I have, you don't have this long of a career without coming in contact with some incredible individuals that helped you along the way. And I think what most people do in our industry or in society today is they don't talk about people until the person that impacted their life or their business passes away or leaves or something catastrophic happens. And, you know, my mom says, give her roses while she can smell them. And that's what I want to do today on this video, because I believe that there's people out there today that the world needs to know about and what they've done for the industry and what they've done for people like myself that got started in this industry and really didn't know what I was doing, how I was doing it. I just knew that I needed a better way. That I want to acknowledge publicly is a gentleman by the name of Dale Calvert. Dale Calvert, I don't really remember how I was able to get a cassette series that he authored, but I did. And I never forget it was him standing in front of his yellow Viper. And I start listening to the tapes in that series. This is another nugget for anybody that's looking at our industry, is that you gotta be feeding your head. You gotta be feeding your head and your heart, because I believe they gotta work synergistically for you to have success in this industry. But I ran across the tape series with a gentleman by the name of Dale Calvert, and I start listening to it, and it started really opening me up to really, the possibilities of what I could become in this industry. And one day I said, you know what? I flipped the cassette series over, and there was a number on there, and I called it. And a young lady answered the phone, and I said, is Dale Calvert there? She said, yeah. Hold on a second. And he came to the phone, and he didn't know who I was. And I introduced myself. He didn't know me from any other person in the world that bought tapes or books from him. But I said, Dale, is there a way that I could come and sit down with you for just 15 minutes? I believe that it would be very valuable for me in my business. He said, sure. I'm here every day from 8 to 6, and I'd love to talk to you. So I got in the car. I drove from Charleston, South Carolina to Georgetown, Kentucky. Never forget it. Georgetown, Kentucky. And I pulled up. There was a big yellow building, and I had a yellow Viper out in front. And I ring the door, and a lady comes there. She says, who are you? I said, my name is Cederic, and I want to see Dale Calvert. So she calls him on the intercom. He comes. And I tell you, the thing that really grabbed my attention was I have an incredible passion for watches. He had this Rolex watch on that had rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. I'll never forget, like it was yesterday. And it seemed to be so bright, it was putting my eyes out. And he was walking up to the counter. And he reached his hand out. He said, hello, I'm Dale Calvert. I said, hey, Dale, I'm Cedric. Nice to meet you. He said, what brings you here? I said, Dale, I need help. He said, what's going on? What's happening? I said, I'm not seem to be getting the results I need to get in my business. He said, come on back. So he takes me back, and he sits me down on a leather couch. I'll never forget it. And we start talking. He starts asking me, how do I get people started in my business? What do I do with them when I get them started? Just a lot of different things about the mechanics of what I was doing and the mindset I was using those mechanics. And we talked for about, I would say, at least an hour on that couch. And then he started telling me and sharing with me some things that he'd used in his career to be very, very successful, made millions and millions of dollars. And I started taking notes. I remember just taking note after note after note after note. And then we finished up, and he walked me back. He said, come on back. I want to give you a couple things. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't have a lot of money at the time. I'm thinking, I hope this guy doesn't think I'm going to go back here and buy all these tools from him, because I really don't have the money to do that right now. So we go back in his warehouse, and he starts walking down the aisle. He starts grabbing cassettes here, a book here, tape here, a CD here, and he says, here. He says, hand them to me. By the time we got done, I had a whole handful of cassettes and CDs and books and tapes and, brochures and pamphlets and training guides. He just handed them to me. And he looked at me, and he said, you don't owe me anything. He said, but you do owe me. He says, you got to promise me that you'll keep this industry strong and you'll give back. Like I'm giving to you, you'll give back to somebody else. You got to promise me that, because this industry needs us to keep it strong. This is a great industry. He said, but we need great people like you and I to go out and champion this industry. Will you promise me you'll give back?
And I got emotional. I said, yeah, Dale, I'll do it. And I went on, took some of those concepts and philosophies that he taught me that day and through the books and tapes that I read from Dale Calvert. And I went on to start building one of the biggest organizations I ever built in my career. And I believe that without Dale Calvert, I would have never have done what I've been able to accomplish in this business, or even importantly in life. He gave me confidence. He gave me courage. He gave me belief. And he instilled something into me that day that I still use today is that you got to get back. You got to keep the industry strong. You got to keep the world strong. People need mentors, coaches, and people that go to nudge them and help them become successful. And that's what Dale Calvert did for me. I wrote about Dale, in my book, From Broke Bust and Disgusted to $1 Million a Year. I talk about this interaction, this day of spending 2 hours with him, how it impacted my life. And so today I want to say thanks, Dale Calvert. Without that day coming to Georgetown, Kentucky, I believe that I wouldn't be where I'm at today in life and in business and have the belief and passion for the industry like I do because of that conversation.